It's not actually a story, it's a mashal that Chassidim give. You'll soon see for what. So once, it's a mashal. Once the king asked one of his beloved, devoted citizens that he should do him a favor. So he gets the message that the king is summoned to me, he's asking him to do him a favor. So this individual who understood, it ties in, friends, to, I didn't realize, but the last point we just learned, as you'll see, Hashgacha brought this. Now this fella, who understood and appreciated the greatness of the king and his exaltedness, so when he came to the palace and came into and approached the king, so he was so overawed, and with his great love and awe of the king, he fainted. Now then there was another fellow. He describes him as coarse, unrefined. And when they told him that the king is looking for him, he was lazy and thinking to himself, how can I get out of this? He doesn't want to go. But when he wasn't successful to get out of it because the king is summoning him, he had no choice, he comes. So he also enters into the palace and sees the glory, but because of and the refinedness and the beauty, the art, but because of his coarseness, he's completely unimpressed, unaffected. And even standing in the presence of the king, he has no shame. And all he's thinking of, when kids say, like, what is it already, so I can get this over and done with and get back to my farm, whatever he was. And the king says to him, would you please get for me a box of matches? No. So he has no choice. He gets the matches, gives it to the king, and off he goes. End of Moishe. Now, at first glance, friends, who is the virtuous person in the story? Obviously, the friend, the beloved, devoted servant of the king, who the first person we described, and not this coarse, when is this over, get me out of here, individual. But as we can appreciate, who's the one that actually carried out the king's will? Dafka, because the first guy. Dafka, because of his appreciation. Because of his appreciation, he fainted. And because he fainted, he's failed to do what the king asked. And it's Dafka, the fellow who has no appreciation and no desire for any appreciation. At the end of the day, no choice, okay, you had to do it. He's the one that carried out the king's will. Dafka, because he was bereft completely of any appreciation. Okay, to be elaborated upon, but it brings out the mile of Asiya B'Poel, of the final act, devoid of any feeling, which removes the self completely. In other words, when you look at that coarse person buying the matches, why are you getting the matches? He's not there at all. He'd rather not be doing this. The whole buying the matches, whatever the thing the king asked him to bring me something, that is all bespeaks the king's will. Whereas in the first case, even if the fellow would have carried out the king's request, why are you doing what you're doing? The answer would have been, because I love the king. A whole lot of explanations about what he is doing. That would have been the expression of the first fellow. But the second guy, the king asked for this. It's got nothing to do with me. In fact, I'd rather not. So in a way, that is pure, paradoxically, a far pure expression of the king's will than the one who has an appreciation of the king, who in extreme case doesn't even end up doing it because he's completely blown away by the request itself. Or even if he does, he brings to bear in his fulfillment of the request his own, because I love the king. We'll continue this theme. It's part of the Fabrengen of Rabbi Mitzvah Hashem tomorrow. All right, friends.
It's very interesting that this entire